Need some fast, cheap, reliable MUT coins? Go to MMOXP.com and use discount code MONEYSHOT for 5% off your order. Link in the description below. Welcome back, YouTubers and Madden fans. This is Madden Money Shot, sniffing out the Madden cheese as always. Got some plays for you today out of the Carolina Panthers playbook, although realistically, this is going to be in a lot of playbooks. A lot of playbooks have the trade wide flex formation or something very similar. I mean, sometimes it's called like the trips TE. There's a couple, formations that have very similar plays. But I'm in the Carolina Panthers because that's one of my favorite playbooks. It's one of the playbooks that I personally use. And I'm going to show you some plays out of this today. Now, this is probably one of the most heavily patched formations in the game. Last year when Madden dropped, the PA crosses was a one-play touchdown against cover 3 without doing anything. So they patched that. Then it became, people like me made a play out of it where you can basically home run most coverages, most zone coverages, especially out of this. They patched that. It was a very good man-beating play for most of last year. Once again, they patched that. So the PA crosses is a play that's been patched to death, and it's a play that I'm not sure if I'll touch on in this video or if I'll leave that to my Patreon. But if you want to see a part 2 from this formation or from this playbook, let me know in the comment section at the like button. But other than that, I'm going to show a couple of just minor adjustments that you can make to some of these plays, and suddenly, boom, they'll be very explosive and very good plays once again. So I'm going to start off with a cover 2 play, one of my favorite cover 2 plays. Once again, it seems like they tried to patch this, and that play is the fade smash. Let's start with that. The next play is going to be a cover 3 play that nobody knows about, so make sure to stick around for that. Before I start the video, though, I just want to thank my new sponsors at MMOXP.com. If you guys are looking to buy some coins for your MUT team, you can do that there, and you can support me by supporting them and buying your coins through them. And make sure to use discount code MONEYSHOT so they know that you came from my site, from my channel. Other than that, let's get into the video. So like I was saying, this play to me feels a little bit patched. I'm going to show you something that you're going to think maybe that's random, but it's going to happen every play. Just watch the Y route. Look how the Y route runs into the X route, and then he essentially gets bumped off to the point where he doesn't get open anymore. This particular play was a cover 2 killer, and since the patch, cover 2 has been very improved. Like I said, this might look random, but you're going to see how this happens every time. Basically what happens is, since the patch, they jam these guys off of routes to make them less effective. And then you can see he's going to run into this receiver just about every time, taking away all of his acceleration. If I throw this ball, there's nothing there. I mean, this guy's pretty much covered all the way down the sideline now, which, like I said, I'm already getting sacked. But like I said, this was, for a long time, a perfectly designed play for cover 2. So let's go ahead and let's run that once or twice more, just to show you that this is not by accident. This is by design. This is how see how he's running into that receiver again, and then he's covered up the field. That's by design. These things are not mistakes, especially when they happen as often as they do. I mean, I've seen really even worse cases of this. Here you got a little bit off of that, but you can see by the time I get that ball out, the safety's there, the cornerback's covering underneath. So how can I fix this play to make it work again? It's real simple. There's a couple different ways, but the most obvious way and the best way to me is take away the Y route completely, and doing that, I'm sorry, not the Y route, the X route completely, and put him on a smoke screen. So now he doesn't leave the line of scrimmage at all. That jam won't mess him up as much, and now he's still going to get open up the sideline like he was before. So like I said, that jam's still there, but you can, I mean, that's a horrible throw, but you can see he gets past the coverage a lot easier. Let's move the ball over a little bit so we don't get those horrible throw animations. You typically want to run this play the open side of the field 9 times out of 10 anyway. And if I really want to isolate that Y route, because like I said, this play is specifically a cover 2 play. Streaking the B route and the A route are going to do a good job of pulling those safeties back even more. Even fading the B route will make that that safety drop on him a little bit more, which is what I want. Because like I said, this is basically a pure cover 2 play. I want to get outside of that cover 2. So this is without a doubt. I mean, this is all a timing play and a throw. I got to time it right when he gets past that corner, like right here. Bullet pass lead outside, and I'm going to get that all game. So I mean, that's easily a 25-yard pass in the air. The B route's a pretty good play. Another play I'm going to show you here, I have the option to motion out McCaffrey and put him on a streak. If I do that, the effect of that could really easily get the B route open up in cover 2s. But like I said, cover 2, for whatever reason, I mean, a lot of times cover 2s really get the safeties just seem to knock the ball out like all the time. So if you do get contacted on this play, you might run into issue. But like I said, this play can easily be converted into a one-play touchdown against cover 2 just by spreading this out. But like I said, beating the cover 2 safeties up the middle is actually pretty hard now. It's not one of the easier ways to beat cover 2. It's actually a pretty good defense. So to have a play that, like I said, I can go ahead, I can run it like a dink and dunk play, or I can go ahead and I can just hit these home runs outside spread it out is really handy. Because like I said, I mean, I have, you know, pretty much on you know, on 2 levels I can beat this safety on the left side. That's going to be all I need. So like I said, the second play I'm going to show you, I motion out the running back the same way. So your opponent's not going to be able to figure out what you're doing based off of this motion. So that's something that, you know, is going to be important. So let's move on to the next play. Like I said, with the new house rules games coming around, I had to figure out some new one-play touchdowns, because I put out a very popular video, something like 12,000 views in the first week, which was a one-play touchdown against every defense from the Saints playbook. I'll put a link in the description for that. But ultimately, I had to figure out some new one-play touchdowns, because people now, that play's been run so much, I really find like everybody knows some of my one-play touchdowns out of the Saints. So I really had to move on and find some other plays. I'm still using the Saints playbook, but the stick is a play that I found in the Saints that's a very successful one-play touchdown against cover 3. So make sure you have a burner in the slot. That's going to be important. So let's go ahead and let's pick that play. It's at the top, the stick. Now this doesn't look like it's going to be much of a play, but it is a really good play. So let's pick the stick, and then on the other side we're going to continue to use a cover 3 out of the nickel. So this next play is going to be a similar look as far as motioning out the running back. I have to motion out the running back, because you can see right there, it shifts the safeties. You're going to see that online. It's not just because I'm going against a computer. You're going to get the exact same look from users. They can base a line and kind of take this away, but if they don't, if they leave the single high safety, this will be a home run. So like I said, this is pretty much all I have to do. The Y route, I can leave him doing that, or I can put him on a slant. They're both going to be good checkdowns. The slant will work fine if your user opponent is covering the seams, which a lot of people that run cover 3 know that's a weakness, so they might do that. But ultimately, if they're being overactive towards the seams, it works both ways. If you slant, they might pay attention to the slant, leave the seams alone. If they're paying too much attention to the seam streaks, then the slant will be wide open. So that's one way to go. Other than that, leaving it on the route that it was on is actually a pretty good route. So like I said, right here, you can see how he just gets outside of the safeties. I don't even have my fastest receiver. I'd be doing much better if I had Curtis Samuel there. I might change Curtis Samuel out here in a minute, but for now, this is fine. DJ Moore's definitely got some good speed. But like I said, the Y route, doing what he's doing, is a decent cover 3 play for a good check down, a good catch and run. It's not a huge check down, but it's a good play, so you could always keep it the way it is. So you really have 2 routes as far as the Y route goes. You have 2 options. But I'm not going to pay too much attention to that, because ultimately I'm trying to hit bombs here. So, I mean, the slant's going to be better too. If you didn't guess right, if you guessed the wrong defenses there, I threw it a little bit early, got caught. But if you didn't guess right, then the slant will probably be a better option. You could also put him on a drag. You know what I mean? Like, that's going to be a good option as well. Just something that's a check down is ultimately the goal. So here, like I said, I gotta time this throw a little bit better. And I got I'm definitely bullet, pass leading away, and you can see how I'm going right up that cover 3 for a 50-plus yard touchdown. Like I said, this play here, I mean, I'm using the Panthers, but it's in most playbooks. And I found this play using the Saints. That's what I was using. Like I said, a lot of people were running my one-play touchdowns there. Like I said, I'm throwing it a little bit early. That's why I'm getting caught. This play is really all about timing. You have to throw this ball on time, and you have to make a good pass lead. I'm bullet and pass leading away from the safety, and that's what's making this work. But if I throw it too early, I'm going to get caught. So right here, that was actually my finger slipped right off the trigger, which is why I didn't get a pass lead at all. But you can see, if you don't do this right, you're going to have issues. I have people in the comment section that will say this play isn't working or whatever, or the safety's catching it or whatever, and it's because they're not doing the play right. So here we go once again. Like I said, that's the timing that I want, throwing away from the safety, and you can see how if you do it right, you're going to score from pretty much anywhere on the field. So let's go ahead and let's do this one more time. Like I said, just to show a little consistency, and then I'm going to move on. So here we go. They said that safety it just doesn't stand a chance. So there, that was better pass leading, better timing. Like I said, if I have my fastest guy there, though, it's going to be even easier. So let's go and let's move on. So I'm going to go ahead and do one more play. If you guys want to see part 2 out of this, a little bit more focus on the run plays, do me a favor, hit the like button and let me know in the comment section. The last play I'm going to show is the levels wide corner. A lot of people should really know this play, but we're going to go and run this against random nickel. Now this is a play, to me, you don't really have to make any adjustments. I like to motion over a guy and send him on the opposite direction. Just motion a guy over, put him on a slant, because I find that's going to do a couple of different things. Number one, the play all flows in one direction, which is going to be a benefit to the user on defense. So just sending something the opposite way, I find, helps. So it's really up to you if you want to motion him across, put him on a slant, put him on a drag. It really doesn't matter. But that's not really the crux of the play. The crux of the play is going to be this running back anyway. That's pretty much what people hit 9 times out of 10. It's pretty hard to stop play. But you can always mix this up and motion a guy across. I like streaking the B route too because he's like right in the middle of the action. So sometimes that's going to be a benefit. You can motion snap the B route too. I mean, there's a lot of different things you can do with this. As you can see, the B route, if I do whatever I do with him, he's essentially going to be the check down. That's the bottom line. So if I want to get the running back open, a lot of times I'll just streak the X route so that I can just bring him over and pull back coverage even more. Having 2 receivers pulling back coverage will help to get that receiver open, which is ultimately the play anyway. Like I said, this is a bread and butter play. So like I said, the motion receiver, he's not the full, you know, idea of the play, but he definitely helps. Like I said, he's definitely a good check down. Something that your opponent won't see coming here. Like I said, I just have a drag going across. Because of all the receivers exiting the area, a lot of times they'll be pulled back by the time that receiver gets in the area. You could also, like right here, this might be an all-out blitz. I could just go ahead and I could leave him in as an extra blocker. I mean, like that wasn't the play, but that is an option. So there's so many different things you can do with that receiver. And then ultimately, your first read is always going to be the RB route anyway. That's pretty much the whole idea, but the X route gives you a second option. So here we go. Like I said, I'm just going to take that all game. That's not a huge play, but it's something that you can have your opponent thinking about all game. So that's it. That's the vid. If you guys want to see more plays out of this part 2, some of the run plays out of this, do me a favor, like button. I'll do that next. Other than that, thanks for watching. Need more help or just want to show your support? Then head over to my Patreon and join my team, where you can get exclusive content like ebooks and bonus plays, as well as early access to my vids and more. Link in the description below.